There are times when you just need to keep your eyes peeled. Times when things may not seem as abundantly obvious as they should be. Times when you just need to take a closer look. The Audi Q5 epitomizes that. Because honestly speaking, you really need to want to care about the changes to the Audi Q5 in order to know that, well, there are any changes at all. Take the outside of the car, for example. To the world, this is just simply an Audi Q5 that we're familiar with. But take a closer look and you'll see redesigned headlamps, redesigned tail lamps, a new grille. Heck, even the wheels have been upgraded from 18 inches to 19s. I give you Exhibit B of not immediately noticing the changes in the Q5, the cabin. This looks like pretty much any other Audi, right? Well, not so fast. If you didn't notice until now, the touchscreen infotainment is new. It used to be 8.3 inches, but it's now swollen to a decently sized 10.1 inches. Aside from that, there are the usual goodies, like a clean user interface for said touchscreen, the virtual cockpit that looks and works very, very well, as is the norm with these things, and there's a beautiful 19-speaker Bang & Olufsen sound system that emphasizes the first word of the company rather aptly. And of course, you get the usual suite of features that you would associate of a car of this caliber. A sunroof, wireless charger for your phone, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, but it's not wireless sadly enough. Then there's park assist, adaptive dampers and 8 airbags to keep you and your folks safe. And now Exhibit C. But this one is slightly easier to spot. What's driving this Q5 is a 2-liter petrol that makes 249 horsepower and 370 Nm. Now, this is slightly down on power compared to the previous version, and this is a direct consequence of the change to BS6 norms. But the big thing is that Audi's famed diesel engines are no more. You can only have the Q5 in the 45 TFSI spec. And it's a bit of a bummer, but at the end of the day, it's the direction that Audi has chosen to go in, so let's make our peace with that. It is far from bad news though. The 7-speed dual clutch auto is a fabulous companion. It's quick, responsive, and an absolute joy to live with. It also sends power to all 4 wheels via Audi's famed Quattro system. The end result is quite a peppy car, especially once you flick through the drive modes and go into dynamic and then use the paddle shifters to roll through the gears. Don't get me wrong, it's not the reason why you would buy the car in the first place, but I do have to admit that it is quite an engaging drive. What comes in the way slightly is the steering. For all its intentions of giving you a peppy ride, the steering plays spoilsport by being slightly vague, especially when you're pushing the car hard around corners. It just lacks the weight and precision you would need to build your confidence that you can properly hustle this car if required. That said, what brings the ball squarely in the Q5's court once again is the ride quality. I mentioned adaptive dampers earlier, and this makes the Q5 an absolute asset on our roads. No matter what you throw its way, it is prepared. It soaks up bumps with phenomenal ease and irons out any irregularities on the road. Even at higher speeds with smooth tarmac, there's a lovely stability you can lean on to feel like you're in safe hands. Which kind of neatly brings me back to the point of the Q5 in the first place. It may have gotten an update in terms of just making it look fresher from the outside and just be more comfortable while you're inside, but at the end of the day, it's still the very same car we know and love. It's got enough features on the inside, it's comfortable to be in, and it looks pretty decent from the outside as well. And it is an absolute joy to drive on our broken roads, as you can tell right now. And you just sort of expect this kind of work from Audi. Cars like the Q5 make you understand that they build machines that fit like a glove after a while. This is a prime example of that. So it might not be dreadfully exciting, and you might just miss it going past you. But does that mean that you should overlook it? You definitely shouldn't. Anyway, thank you for watching. This is Forbes India Momentum. I'm Ronak, and For what it's worth, I will miss the Q5 once it goes back to Audi. Thankfully, that's not for another few days.